We have some very unfortunate news to talk about right here on the show. If you are currently holding any Dogecoin on Robinhood, or if you've been staying up to date on Robinhood, you're definitely going to want to stick around with this video. The news is not good, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of the more positive things that have happened in cryptocurrency lately, and then we will drop some of the bad news here that could definitely affect us long term, especially if you're holding a lot of Dogecoin at this current point in time on Robinhood. But Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, this is more on the good news side by a long margin. Apple now mulling cryptocurrency support in Apple Pay as competitors build lead. So for the first time, we are officially hearing a public Apple person in Tim Cook, the CEO, publicly saying that they are now not just considering it lightly, they are strongly considering it. They're mulling it, was the word he used, and they are likely going to be doing this very soon here. We talked about a few months back when they hired that person to help with cryptocurrency behind the scenes. Other companies did the same thing. Microsoft did it. Apple did it. A number of other very large companies have done it, and this is leading to that next wave of crypto where we are going to see all these major companies starting to accept it one after another, and that's going to be one of the main driving forces, one of them, not the only one, behind the next major Dogecoin and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency spike that will lead to the finale, the big kahuna of all spikes, which is where we will see generational wealth being made. That's the exciting thing to think about in the future, even though we're not going to be too excited on this live because we are about to get to a little bit more of a negative part here. But Tim Cook also said that he owns cryptocurrency, another really positive sign for Apple accepting here, and that he's been interested for a while. Obviously, Tim Cook filling his bags with Dogecoin. Hopefully, we don't know. He didn't actually reveal which cryptos he has, but if Tim Cook owns Dogecoin, it's over. All right, Apple accepting Doge, we need it to happen. Come on, Tim, buy some Doge, get Apple to accept Doge, do whatever the heck you want. But AMC Theaters as well. This is another major company that is also looking very strongly into cryptocurrency to the point where now they're actually about to accept it. And this one, they're already going to be accepting Dogecoin. Right now, next month, they're going to be accepting Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. But they're also going to be accepting Dogecoin long after that. And then now they're also considering accepting Shiba Inu coin as well. So they're going to be leading the way of big companies accepting, and that's part of the lead that they were talking about in this article. Other companies are starting to get ahead. As Coinbase, though, did see a very negative day over the last little bit here. Look at that. Coinbase stock falling 13% close to after hours. That is insane to see a stock falling 13% after hours. You almost never see anything the likes of that. If you did just come in and you want to press like to help it go to more people, we are definitely low on likes because it is a more negative news video, but that's actually kind of part of the reason why. A lot of people, if it's negative news, you probably don't want to press like, right? Because then more people will see it, and maybe we don't want that. So actually, on negative news ones, we're not going to be talking about the like button nearly as much. But look at that. I mean, just it absolutely fell off of a cliff, going down from around that 353, or going down from around that 360, 370 area, all the way down to around 310 or so. So a huge drop for Coinbase stock, and this comes as they have missed projections massively when it comes to the amount of revenue they were bringing in. 1.3 billion was the amount they brought in compared to 1.57 billion was the expected amount. And the reason why this caused it to fall so much is because a huge part of Coinbase's stock is built into the future. And so if they're not consistently having higher and higher numbers over time, or if they're not consistently beating expectations or at least meeting them, then that means the future is a little bit more murky for Coinbase stock. But Coinbase did respond with some interesting graphics here. Basically, Coinbase said, actually, we're still pretty dang good when it comes to crypto. And they posted a graphic that basically showed that they have around 12% of all crypto assets currently going through their platform, which is actually pretty dang impressive. They also posted some stuff about how the internet had an extreme boom and how cryptocurrency is about to as well. So there are definitely reasons to get behind Coinbase here. And I believe Coinbase is definitely going to be taking more of Robinhood people away pretty soon here, because this is the big story of the last 24 hours. Oh, by the way, here's actually the graphic they posted. It showed a few things here. You can see 12.2% adoption, 7.4 million MTUs, 103 assets supported, 158 assets supported by Coinbase custody, third consecutive quarter of 1 billion plus revenue, 59% of trading volume from other crypto assets. And you can see there, internet first crypto adoption. They posted a bit of a graphic there showing how adoption could really take over. But Robinhood falling around 13% this month as well. So 13% drops for both of them over the last little bit here, as Robinhood has now had a big hack coming through of the people who are currently on Robinhood. Here's an article about Robinhood. Says a hacker who tried to extort the company got access to data for 7 million customers. Now, luckily, most of the data that was received is not something that can be used to actually compromise any of the people who are currently on the platform in terms of the money you have, but there were a number of people in this who actually did have personal, private stuff, which could be passwords, it could be other stuff. We don't actually know the full extent of it. Why? Because Robinhood is not releasing all of the information here. Robinhood, you need to actually come out and tell people exactly what was taken here so people can prepare accordingly. Statistically speaking, you probably do not have a high chance of your information specifically being compromised, but the bigger problem here is not this specific hack. The bigger problem here is that Robinhood is gone in a lot of ways. A lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are going to be taking their money elsewhere. Part of the reason they've had so many people stay with them is because of taxes. If you have a lot of Dogecoin on Robinhood, you're not going to want to sell because then you have to pay taxes on it at a different tax rate. But if you are on Robinhood and then you can just transfer it, well, then you can avoid a lot of that burden, which is pretty dang awesome. It makes it a lot easier for people who are currently holding Dogecoin to move. And one of the reasons why perhaps they are considering delaying the wallets, I think they know people may move afterwards, but still, it's kind of a tricky situation because Robinhood's last chance to really save themselves here, because they have been seeing declined revenue. They have been seeing more and more people trying to pick other platforms. Their last chance to save themselves is to put wallets and start attracting new customers, because the current customers are largely dissatisfied with the service that has been put forth by Robinhood here. And so of that 7 million, we saw over 5 million people, the full names. 2 million people had even more. Emails were gone. We saw dates of birth, zip codes exposed, names again on more, and then more extensive details. That's the bad one. More extensive account details was a portion of these people as well. And the scary thing here is not just this, it's that we do not know if we can trust Robinhood moving forward to keep our data secure. If you have money there, you're not necessarily compromised from this. In fact, probably not, very small chance. But if they cannot keep their security at a high level now, then how are they going to be able to in the future? What happens when a hacker is actually able to get the money? What happens when a hacker is actually able to get behind the scenes? We can't necessarily trust them here. And I will say, I'm a fan of a lot of things Robinhood has done, but when they do bad stuff, we will call them out. And if they cannot truly prove that they are a good platform and that they deserve our customers, if they deserve our support and our money, then we are going to leave. It's as simple as that. They really are on thin ice here as a company, as more and more of this stuff continues to happen. And yes, we should hold them accountable directly, because it is their responsibility to protect customer data. We'll see as well. Coming in to Silver, I appreciate that coming in. Cashew King says blocked of Robinhood. Who'd you block? You always bring good facts. I'm a fan of you. Best YouTuber ever. Coming in from Fahad. I appreciate that. Maybe Mr. Beast, but I appreciate that for sure. Crypto Tank, you girl, you good fan. What happened? Let me read. Is there... that's... Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, Crypto Tank girl. She said that she had a problem with her family and her home, but hopefully that gets resolved. Sorry to hear that for sure. But as we are seeing a lot of interesting things happening when it comes to the entire market as a whole, that really is the biggest story, though, the negative side of what's happening here. I mean, the positive stories are all the big companies looking at accepting crypto, so we still have the positive momentum, but it definitely is a pick and choose type of news day today. Some people will say it was positive, some people will say it was negative, depending on probably where you hold your crypto. If you hold a lot more in Robinhood, well, maybe it's more negative, but then here is Robinhood's chance. And this is the positive side of even the Robinhood part of the last 24 hours. Robinhood says 1.6 million people now on crypto wallet waitlist. So there's a ton of energy around these wallets, and yet they're still looking at delaying them potentially. We have people saying that Vlad Tenev was talking about moving it back potentially. Hopefully that won't happen. They were saying this month. It really does need to be this month, because they are going to lose a lot of customers if they do not do it quickly here. But 1.6 million people now on the wait list. So this is where the energy is. This is where people are actually starting to give Robinhood another chance. That's a lot of people. Think about that. And most of that energy, most of the 1.6 million are specifically doing this for Dogecoin, not for Bitcoin, not for Ethereum, not for anything else, specifically for Dogecoin. So it is pretty dang big. Do you think Doge can hit $1 this year? Coming in from Manju. If Dogecoin doesn't hit $1 by the end of the year, that will definitely surprise me and a lot of other people. Dogecoin to $1 is inevitable. It is going to happen eventually. But this year, with the catalyst we're about to see hop into place for Dogecoin, it seems very, very, very likely that it will indeed happen. The chart looking fantastic. Let's actually take a sec and look at the chart here for Dogecoin and what it is doing right now. We are seeing a consistent upward trend after we have had that big drop. Remember the SNL episode where Dogecoin went extremely high, but the chart looks pretty dang good right now. I mean, you're not risking necessarily a lot of your money by putting into Robinhood in comparison to other cryptos because of that upward trend. You can see if you draw a line from there going upwards, it's actually pretty simple, but it's true. Dogecoin has been steadily increasing, and the lows have been followed by higher lows, which have been followed by higher lows as we have this upward tick. And yes, there's going to be bumps along the way here, but when Dogecoin breaks out of this, that's going to be the next major run. You can see, you can compare it right here. It looks pretty dang similar to that, doesn't it? Just on a much larger scale. As Doge and the energy around it starts to accumulate, that's when we're going to see the next level of fun here for cryptocurrency. Oh, that's definitely true. Welcome to Crypto of the Week level from Joshua, as we continue to see more things as well with Elon Musk and what's happening with the entire crypto market. By the way, we reached close to $3 trillion in terms of the market cap of all cryptocurrency. Just think about that. We were near 1 trillion not that long ago, and significantly below that not even that long before that. And now 3 trillion, we're getting close to 1/3 of the market cap of gold, which is really where we're looking at projecting crypto as a whole to go. The market cap of gold around 10 trillion, crypto around 3 trillion, so a 3x from here of the entire market, which will mean as well that if you are getting in on the right small market gems, if you're getting in on the right picks, like our Patreon pick, which I still think has a ton of potential here, we're going to be talking about that more. We're going to definitely be having fun with it. 91% of people approximately are currently up on the Patreon pick after it's been made, but we're not going to forget either that around 9% or so of people have actually lost a little bit of money if you got in at the wrong time, if you got unlucky. So we're not going to forget about the 9%, but we are going to make sure we're encouraging everyone to be optimistic here because there are actually reasons for that. This is not just a short-term thing. This is a long-term thing. And if you believe in it, you're going to continue to hold, and a lot of people are continuing to buy more as well. So that's why it's exciting. The social media potential as well, talking about in the future, is going to cause that next leg up for sure, we believe, when it comes to Dogecoin. But the truth is, there are never any guarantees in anything when it comes to crypto. There are only just smart bets and bad bets. If you're making smart bets, you're going to be one of the people who becomes a millionaire, most likely if you are putting a lot of money in, or at the very least 100,000 or 200,000 or make enough to buy a house, make enough to buy a car, make enough to help your kids, make enough to retire. There's so much potential here for life-changing results from people in crypto now who are early compared to where it is going in the future. But record value to 3 trillion, Bitcoin, Ether both hitting new highs. Just such an incredible time to be a holder of crypto. Ethereum at its all-time high is probably even more significant than Bitcoin at its all-time high, because when Ethereum does pump past all-time highs, that is going to be leading to a lot more use case in the market, a lot more smaller gems. We really do need, though, for the gas fees to be fixed with Ethereum because they are way too high right now compared to what they should be, unfortunately. What is the Doge price prediction for 2023? That's a good question. We have to really take a number of things into consideration when looking at Doge to 2023. The first one is that there's going to be a moon landing between now and 2023, almost certainly. Then the next thing is that even beyond 2023, there's going to be Dogecoin being used as the currency on Mars. So between now and then, we're looking at billions of people watching. How is it not going to skyrocket? How are we not going to see Dogecoin making a lot of people life-changing wealth and life-changing amounts of fun as well on social media? We can't forget about that part either. Of course, there's way more potential than most people even want to give it credit for, and that's only just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the future and the potential here. Companies accepting another big part of that, as we are continuing to see a lot of energy around Coinbase. By the way, I mean, that's just insane what happened. They actually posted, the team did, Robinhood, we're writing to let you know that this evening on November 3rd, 2021, Robinhood experienced a security incident where unauthorized third party obtained access to a limited amount of personal information, a portion of our customers. Based on our investigation, the attack has been contained. They're trying to downplay it, obviously. Of course they are. Robinhood promptly informed law enforcement and is continuing to investigate the incident with the help of our leading security outside firm. Well, Robinhood, you shouldn't let that happen in the first place. And look, this is what happened right after this news was announced. When you make mistakes, you have mistake consequences. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. It goes wee all the way down, all the way down. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. It keeps going. Right away, people said, okay, I'm getting out. I'm done. And of course, that's what happens, I mean, when you let your own data get compromised, when you aren't having high enough levels of security, what do you expect to happen, Robinhood? You need to be really stepping your game up more so than you have been in the past. Joshua says, or he joined the Crypto of the Week level. Welcome, Joshua, to the members. We may not be able to have wallets till 2023, says Mark. At this rate, Robinhood may be scared. They may say no wallets until 2023. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.